It's time for Living Your Purpose, a motivational and inspirational podcast with Peter and Joyce Nielsen.
Hey everybody, it's Peter and Joyce Nielsen for Living Your Purpose podcast. Thank you for joining us. And if you're a new-time viewer or listener and you like our content, just press the subscribe button below. We appreciate you. We're really doing this to sow into you and to pay it forward. We've been very blessed, and we just want to move those blessings to your way. So today is a great topic. It's near and dear to my heart. It's the kind of the centerpiece of how I got into bodybuilding. Just my positive outlook on life is digestive health. And you know, there's millions and millions of people worldwide that have digestive health. Talking to a friend of mine who lives and has a business in Dubai, and 1 out of 4 people in that area of the world have digestive health problems, whether it's Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, IBS, or any form of IBD, which stands for Inflammatory Bowel Disease. And you know, I always said, why couldn't I be the poster child for something else? I mean, I don't want anything, but it's not the most glamorous thing to talk about, but it's so important because the core of how you feel, most of your serotonin, that feel-good hormone, is made in your gut. Most carcinogens, cancers, inflammation, bacteria start in that cesspool called your digestive tract, whether it's your large colon, your ileum, your small intestines, your duodenum, or your stomach, or your esophagus. So it's so very important to talk about it. And what I first want to just mention is that Crohn's disease is like having a 24-hour flu every day for the rest of your life. Sometimes it goes into remission. There's no cure for it. I was born with it. There's millions of people in the United States that have it. And to define it, it could be anywhere from your tongue, your esophagus, to your anus, where your ulcerative colitis is just basically centralized in your large colon. So these are just things that I wanted to throw out there. But what I wanted to do today with Joyce is give you applications on if your stomach is bothering you. Number one, get a great GI doctor that specializes in that. It's almost like if you have something to do with your heart, you're not going to go to a dentist. So yeah, you could go to your general practitioner, but they should recommend a good GI doctor. My GI doctor, who happens to be part of a very big hospital in Detroit, he's got his own practice. Boy, oh boy, he's on my A team because he was there when I almost lost my life the second time. And I just want to put a shout out to Dr. Michael Duffy in Troy, Michigan. He's just amazing. But, whether it's my children, our children, everybody that we know has some kind of digestive issues.
Yes, and I've had to find myself adjusting my routine. Thankfully, I haven't had to deal with too many digestive issues myself, but my children do and my husband does. So I find a lot of the ingredients that I cook with, I have to be a little bit more conscious of. And
speaking of that, it's like she is an amazing help. As when I was young, my mother catered to that. I live on an anti-inflammatory eating regimen. And what does that mean? Let me first reverse for a second. Everything, whether it's heart disease, a toothache, a headache, anything, inflammation is what really affects that and what ends up shortening your life. So whether it's hardening of the arteries or whether it's inflammation, I have Crohn's disease is an autoimmune condition. So then my intestines inflame. My immune system starts seeing certain food as foreign objects. It tries to get rid of it this way or this way. Cramping, ulcerations, like if you had a cut on your knee from falling off of a bike, and it took all the skin off. You put a Band-Aid on, but you keep bending it, it keeps breaking that scab. The same thing that happens in your intestines is that you get this irritation, this inflammation, this ulceration, and it starts oozing. And then it heals and scar tissue forms. If that happens over years, then the circumference of the intestines with the scar tissue gets narrow, narrow, narrow. And what happened to me is then a hole perforated because the food couldn't get through. So I'm talking about serious stuff here, but please, if you have heartburn or, gastric esophageal reflux disease, which that stands for, GERDs, it's usually a sign. If you're drinking tons of alcohol, if you're eating fattening food, fried foods, not getting sleep, eating right before you go to sleep stuffed, then you're going to have heartburn, even if you're perfectly perfect on the inside. But if, like me, one of the signs of the second go around near-death experience was the first sign I got was I started getting reflux. And I was like eating so clean. And then I started to lose like a pound a year. And it sounds like a little, which it was, but over 5 or 10 years, what ends up happening on the inside, it takes a long time for that scar tissue to narrow where you have a blockage. So your body is just like, the analogy is when the engine light of a car goes on, don't ignore it. It's telling you something is going on and I need to get your car checked. So one of the lights are on. All kidding aside, but it's very, very important. So whether you have heartburn, whether you have gastric distress, whether you're not regular, these are all signs that something on the inside is not working properly. And what I just wanted to do today is talk about certain foods that could actually help bring inflammation down. This woman is not a good cook. She's a great cook. She's like a chef. She does it for our family. She does it for television. She does it for my people in Zervita Nation. And I just thank you amazingly how you make the food look crazy beautiful and it's healthy for you. So a couple of foods I want to get into, and herbs: turmeric, rosemary, ginger, green tea extract, triple version olive oil. All of these things, cayenne pepper, all of these things are anti-inflammatory. They bring inflammation down. Now let me give you just the other side of that. Things that will create inflammation: dairy, cheese, beef, pork, alcohol. Those will all cause inflammation. So all I'm saying to you is knowledge is power. 60 to 70% of how you look and feel has to do with what you put in this little circle called your mouth. And food is going to either make you feel like a dynamo or make you feel like Superman that just has kryptonite in his hand and he's just getting weak. So a lot of the foods that you feed us, me specifically, when you're doing your meal prepping, one is, sounds crazy, but one is sauerkraut.
Yeah, sauerkraut is one of his favorites, and it's rich in probiotics, and it has lots of vitamins and fiber into it. And one of the things that he'll have me make him is it's one of those 4-portion containers. I'll fill one with sauerkraut, another one with peppers, and then you have your protein, which is going to be your turkey, and then maybe some tomatoes, and then you mix that all together. Yeah. He likes the garlic expressions.
Yeah, I just put it in a bowl. Mm-hmm. And see, portion sizes is key, and not to kind of digress, but macronutrients are your protein, your carbohydrates, and your fats. So you need to know how many calories you're eating in a day, and then you need to know your portion sizes. Your body can't utilize more than, say, 30 to 40 grams of protein within a 2.5 hour period of time. So the way that she does the portion sizes, it's idiot proof. I know that I'm getting enough protein. I know that I'm getting colorful vegetables. We love our orange, our red peppers. I'm allergic to green peppers, and they got phytochemicals, antioxidants, phytoestrogens. So it's an amazing thing. But the sauerkraut has probiotics, and a real quick 101 on probiotics. It's the good guys, the good bacteria, that's fighting the bad guys, the bad bacteria. As we age, we slow down the process of bile, pepsin enzymes, digestive enzymes, because of antibiotics that kill good and bad probiotics, germs in your body. Is that you need to have the good guys, the good bacteria, is what I was trying to say, to fight the bad bacteria. So that's why probiotics are so good. Yes, you could get it in a pill, and we'll talk about that later, but you could get it in the foods that you eat, and some of them are the sauerkraut.
Yeah, sauerkraut, it's a really great choice. Another good one is ginger.
Ginger has got gingerols in it, which again is another antioxidant that will help digest protein, that will bring inflammation down. So when Joyce and I give you a recipe on our TV show or on social media, we're not doing it because it just tastes good. We're doing it because it's good for you. And then another one, we're a spicy couple. And we love it hot, no pun intended. Mm-hmm. And we love cayenne pepper.
I love cayenne. Cayenne will make anything taste good.
And it brings inflammation down naturally. It's an anti-inflammatory agent and property. So this is what I mean by living on an anti-inflammatory eating regimen. 95% of the times, I'm eating clean, we're eating clean. I mean, we'll treat ourselves to a cheat, but if you live on an anti-inflammatory eating regimen, you're helping your body truly bring inflammation down. So, if you do have rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, a toothache, a headache, digestive issues, if you have anti-inflammatory properties that are going into your body, like what we were just talking about, the ginger, the cayenne, the turmeric, the rosemary, the green tea extract, triple virgin olive oil, these all bring inflammation down. So whatever condition you have, that a doctor is giving you a Band-Aid, some medication, why don't you do what they did thousands of years ago? And basically, if you go into the produce section, it's like, to me, it's like a medicine chest, God's medicine chest. Color is king. So there's like about 800 different colors called carotenoids and biflavonoids, and each one of those colors do a different thing. So if it's dark purple or blue, it has anthocyanins in it, which helps strengthen the vessels in your heart and your brain. It lowers the risk of stroke, heart attack, brings inflammation down. I mean, red's got beta carotene, red's got lycopene, which brings the risk of prostate cancer down for men. So I could go on and on and on. Knowledge is power. So don't just be a glutton and say you have XYZ condition and you're just medicating yourself. Medicine comes in when needed, but the best medicine chest is our green leafy colorful fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, one of my favorites, speaking of green leafy, and you can combine that with ginger, is a smoothie. Well, I like to put it in my teriyaki or my stir fries, but I also like to put it in a smoothie, and you can mix spinach, kale, you slice some ginger up, mango, pineapple, a banana, some protein powder, and blend that all together, and it is a fabulous detox smoothie.
Yeah, I love your smoothies.
Another thing that we
I would like one today, please.
And another one is, he said no dairy. Well, rice milk is so much easier to digest, as is like a rice cereal versus even maybe an oatmeal, but a hot rice cereal.
Yep.
Rice milk.
And it's
no
hypoallergenic.
dairy.
Yep.
For the cayenne with egg whites or a quiche, I even use it to season my chicken. And I find if I'm using a cayenne, you don't even really need salt or a lot of the other additives that you would put in there just for the flavor.
So you're hearing what we're saying. There's so many different varieties, but you only know what you know. So if you were born with meat and potatoes, or you were born having milk in your cereal your whole life, and you're wondering why you have excess gastric distress, or you're wondering why your cholesterol levels are high, you need to look and really keep a food journal, because food is going to affect you negatively or positively within 4 hours to 48 hours.
Yeah, and portion sizes, like you mentioned before, is so important for your gut.
Right. I've had 2 resections, both taking out about 15 inches of my ileum, my small intestines. That's where all the nutrients are absorbed. So my point and what Joyce is saying is that we can only utilize 300 calories or 75 grams of carbs at one given time within a 90-minute period of time. Anything more, you're putting stress on your digestive tract and you're going to store fat. On the other hand, with protein, you could only utilize about 4.5 ounces of animal flesh, whether it's salmon, chicken, turkey, beef, whatever. So portion sizes, it's better to have a breakfast, a mid-morning snack, a lunch, a mid-afternoon snack, and then a dinner. Sometimes for our mid-morning or mid-afternoon, we do the smoothies.
Right, or I like my intermittent, if I can speak today.
Yeah, fasting.
Fasting. So I, for example, will eat between usually like 11 and 7 is my ideal times to eat. And also supplements. And you mentioned something earlier. Do you want to let us in on a little sneak preview?
Yeah. Super excited. But what she's saying with intermittent fasting is that medical science has said it for years. Now we put a name called intermittent fasting on it. But if you just don't eat past, say, 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and then get up in the morning and start, the problem with a lot of people in this country is that we're watching Netflix, we're bored, we want something crunchy in our mouth, and we start snacking, we get the munchies. And that's where we get in trouble. My entire life, 2 near-death experiences dealing with Crohn's every day. I wouldn't wish a dog to go through what I've been through and millions of people are going through. I've been a national spokesperson, celebrity for the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America since 1985, and I've motivated and educated, worldwide viewers with my television show, Peter's Principles. But God wants me to finish strong and wants the knowledge that I have to pay it forward. So we're putting together a digestive health system, and it's going to come in a box, and it's got a detox, a 14-day detox, and a probiotic with digestive enzymes in one capsule. I felt like a little kid in a candy store because I was able to go to a close friend of mine who happens to be one of the best formulators and manufacturers of supplements in the country. We've worked on it for the last almost 2 years, and we're getting ready to launch it. And I am just beyond humbled, excited to be able to pay it forward so that even when I'm long gone, people could end up staying healthy, feeling better, having less symptoms, and keeping the terrible diseases such as Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis at bay, in remission. My goal is that before I take my last breath, that we find a cure for this. But until then, we need to be the CEO of our own body. We need to take care of our temple. We are a likeness. We were made in the likeness of God. I mean, he could have made anything, and he made you and us. And there's no perfect person but knowledge implemented correctly is so powerful. So look for that in the near future. We're going to try to launch that at the end of this summer. But I just love what I do, and people that search me, Mr. Universe, Crohn's disease, or Mr. America, Crohn's disease, my name will come up in Google. And a lot of people that are suffering from it will say, there's no way that guy could have Crohn's disease. It's the truth. I will be honest and say there's not a day that goes by that I don't know or the Crohn's disease doesn't want to show its head. And she is getting to know when I get quiet, when I may go in the room and I need to just lay down for a moment, get my thoughts, get out of my own head. The disease wants to come and kill and destroy. And I've visited too many hospitals with too many young people that have lost their lives because of Crohn's disease. And I'm on fire to try to love on each and every one of you. Our TV show now, being worldwide on the weekend, we hit over 70 countries at any given time. So if you do have a question, this is one of my pet projects. This is probably what a lot of people are going to remember Peter Nicholas Nielsen for, is having something that didn't kill him, but I wanted to take a negative and turn it into a positive, take a physical challenge, use it as rocket fuel, and launch to be the person that God has intended me to be. You can do that too. So if you're listening for the first time, you never heard of me, you just found this, it's for a reason. There are no coincidences. If you do have a question, this is all I do. So Peter at peternielsen.com. Ask me a question. I will answer you. Go to Peter N. Nielsen, Nielsen, on any medium of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and find me there, find us there. And we're just looking to truly teach and keep people from getting stuck. Doctors are amazing. Some of my best friends are doctors. And you need them, but you also need to take care of the one model year that God has given you with proper nutrition.
Yep, and exercise.
And exercise. And we are going to leave because we have a workout coming up.
We do.
Yeah. Listen, we appreciate each and every one of you. I apologize, I'm just getting over laryngitis. I hope that you're enjoying your day as much as we are enjoying our day. God bless each and every one of you. And don't ever give up on truly trying to find the purpose on why you're here on planet Earth. Until next week, it's Peter and Joyce Nielsen for Living Your Purpose. God bless. Over the years, I realized that being born with an incurable condition called Crohn's disease truly became my rocket fuel. Are you in a situation right now where you feel stuck? You're looking for a breakthrough. I want to take the message of hope on the road with my friends. So join me for the new Life Transformation Tour that starts July 27th in the state of Michigan in Livonia. I'm going to have special guests that are experts in their field, mind, body, and spirit. If you're in a place where you're looking to lose those last 50 pounds, maybe break an addiction, or better a relationship or occupation, join me for the Life Transformation Tour. Let's get better together. Go to thelifetransformation.com for more information.